But I think an opportunity is through our National Dam Safety Program. And we partner with multiple agencies there. It's up for reauthorization this year. The program is a small program. It's not going to fix the levees or the dams. But it can help inform what the nation needs to do. And so as a part of that, the board and the agencies and states that participate are working on a strategic plan, a plan that'll help us identify what our priorities are and how we should manage this risk. We're also doing a National Academy study on the nexus of levee and dam safety. Now about water. Water isn't just a national issue, it's a global issue. And too much, not enough, the quality, the delivery. Every sector needs water: transportation, power, agriculture, ecosystems, recreation, water consumption. The list goes on. It's the global issue that'll bring us to our knees. And this is the next phase after oil. We're all going to be fighting over water. In our business, we typically talk about too much, but really we need to value water as an important resource, and we need to figure out how not to waste it. So as we mitigate, we really need to look at the whole water cycle and all the multi-users of water to make the right decisions for sustainability. But here's the problem. At least 24 federal agencies are involved in water policy in some way. At least 28 major guiding pieces of legislation passed by Congress, and hundreds or thousands of regulations, policies, and so on. Multiple congressional committees and subcommittees, and an unimaginable number of state rules and regulations focused on water policy. Are they aligned? It's doubtful. We have some things we need to fix. Apologies. So we do have some opportunities, and we have some good partnerships not at the federal level and the intergovernmental level. The Federal Interagency Floodplain Management Task Force, as you know, was reactivated this last year, and it's co-led by the Corps and FEMA, and I can tell you we're very focused on deliverables. And we have a vision for that task force, and the vision is the economic, environmental, and societal values of floodplains are protected, and flood-prone communities are resilient and sustainable. So we have 3 goals: one on public safety, one on sustain the nation's floodplain resources, functions, and services, and goal number 3, economic vitality. We have a number of actions that we're putting in place that have to do with looking at our policies and how they align, but taking some immediate steps to resolve some of the issues that we know that we've been working on and continue to work on. So by agency or tri-agency activities on things like grants or major minor flood control and some of those things. Okay, another big issue then is that people don't necessarily value mitigation. They may not even know what it is. Basically, communities and individuals are in denial. I'll give you a personal example. My own generation, my brother and I grew up in Memphis. My father and his family grew up in eastern Arkansas, and he was a product of the Depression. It's a Depression baby. They farmed some rather poor land over in eastern Arkansas, but they knew what their flood risk was. And when the river flooded, my dad tells a story of how he picked up his twin sisters and carried them to high ground while the rest of his family moved the rest of their belongings out of harm's way. I spoke to my brother a few weeks ago as the Wolf River was flooding in Memphis, Tennessee, and he lives maybe a half a mile from the banks of the river. And I said, well, you do have flood insurance. No. What should I do, sister? Will federal assistance pay for this? Those are the questions that come in. And here I look up his map, and he's not in the special flood hazard area, so he didn't have to buy insurance, but he's just outside of it, and it's within inches of vertically or feet of the special flood hazard area because he's on a real flat bank. So we can't, just in a generation, we've lost this ability to be resilient, and we are in denial about what's risky and what we're willing to prioritize in our own world. On this, I think this is an interesting slide and a success story, and that is this safe room on the right of this picture. These were the tornadoes that cut through the South, a month ago. And so this safe room was built to code and clearly saved this family's life. And so it's really important for us to use these opportunities as teachable moments to show that mitigation works and that building codes and land zoning are really the long-term solution. This, by the way, is National Building Safety Month. And for the first time ever, the president signed a proclamation regarding that. So, oh yeah, okay, well, I agree. We were very proud of that. So mitigation should be a priority, and we need to be able to communicate that value. I think we're speaking to that in our own strategic plan about resilient and sustainable communities. But I think there's some things we need to think about and to make this work. And one is free the data, and you'll hear our administrator say that. But in this administration, transparency is really important. And as Doug pointed out this morning, having the information helps you make better decisions. So we've got to make our data go viral, and that means we have to put it in a format that people accept or that people go to. If that means Twitter or Facebook, or if it means some other form of information download that people can get to, we've got to go there. I think we also need to embrace the whole community approach and find people to carry our mantra and make them think it's their idea. I'm certainly not, we don't have to have the FEMA logo on anything. We just want people to be safe. And then I think finally it starts with leadership, and Sam brought that up earlier as well. And we're the leadership for these priorities for mitigating against flood risk. And so I encourage you to go out and carry this mantra as you do, and we're going to continue to work hard at the national level to pull our agencies together to do good things. And so I appreciate you're telling the story. I appreciate Larry and the team's work to promote flood risk management, and we all know that mitigation works. So thank you very much.